Hi, my name is Michael, and I am really excited to talk to you about Pylons, which is the open marketplace for digital assets on the Cosmos SDK. Basically, you can think about it as Etsy for NFTs. So a little bit about me. That's me there with a little less hair in Ukraine. I started my first company back about a decade ago called Uversity. That was a long road, eventually got acquired. A little time after that, I moved into the blockchain space, helping Jared Kenna and Ryan Singer reboot TradeHill, which was a US Bitcoin exchange. That was a really exciting project, really got me into Bitcoin in a very interesting way, and really made me want to find a way to make Bitcoin available to regular people. I'm hearing that you can't see the deck. Can you not see the deck? It should be shared. I see it. Okay, I will give, I see it shared in my toolbox here next to me. Please share your entire screen, okay? All right, is that better? Okay, okay. Okay, so now you will see chat notifications and things, and my apologies for that. So, yes, so after TradeHill, that was a very exciting time. I started a blockchain hard wallet company for giving people Bitcoin as a gift without giving them work to do. And one exciting thing that happened there was I put $20 on one of our wallets and gave it to a Bloomberg news anchor, and the news anchor opened the wallet live on TV, showed the private key to the camera. Immediately, the money was stolen. So, you know, we were pretty famous on Bitcoin Reddit for a little while there. After that, I was Chief Technical Officer of BKCM, which is a blockchain investment company. As part of that, I was really looking for things that I thought could make a real difference in the world, that could really reach people. And the thing that I'm most excited about finding...
Okay, Michael, time, stop. Pause. What I want you to do is I want you to close out all your Discord. I want you to close all your chat apps now. And then I want you to start over because this is awesome, but I don't want to see your chat apps. You have something very cool here. I love it. All right. And I want you to start from the beginning because it's so hot. It's so good.
Okay.
We need it fresh.
Are you ready to give us... I have to share my whole screen? And
all right. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Go. All right. From the beginning.
From the beginning. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael. This is Pylons, the open marketplace for digital assets. This is basically Etsy for NFTs. It's so cool. I'm going to tell you all about it. First, I'm going to tell you about me. I started a company called Uversity with a bunch of people back in the day. That got acquired. That was my intro to being an entrepreneur. I moved into the blockchain world with a company called TradeHill. It was a reboot of a Bitcoin exchange. It was the first really properly regulated US Bitcoin exchange. Really proud of the work we did there, leading the way in how Bitcoin exchanges still work. And after that, I wound up doing a cold wallet company, just paper wallets built on on this really nice plastic, printable plastic. They were really beautiful and great for giving people gifts of Bitcoin without making them have to figure out how to download a thing they could then lose. So one thing we were doing is we were trying to promote that. I put $20 on one of these wallets, gave it to a Bloomberg News anchor, and he opened it live on camera, showed the private key to the camera, had all the Bitcoin I put on there stolen, and we were famous on Bitcoin Reddit for a day. After that, I was Chief Technology Officer at BKCM, which was a blockchain investment company. And what I'm really proud of doing there as part of trying to figure out what blockchain technologies could really make something matter to regular people was finding Cosmos and helping BKCM do the pre-seed investment in Cosmos, and still really proud about that. And I've been just really excited about what Cosmos could do since then. and ways in which it could get to regular people and make a difference for how actual people live their lives. And that eventually brought me to Pylons. Pylons is a Cosmos zone that enables users to curate their digital identities. And what that means is, basically, it means that all of these items that you have in digital contexts, in different parts of your life, in different games, in different apps, really, that doesn't make sense. And they all belong in one place so that you can curate your items, trade your items among other people, and unify this world so that we really have a community that allows you to mix and match who you are. So you don't have to wear all the clothing from one store. So let's talk about the free-to-play market. There's a huge amount of money going on in free-to-play games right now. We're expecting to see $100 billion in 2020, free-to-play games. But everything is isolated, individual, separated from itself. So Fortnite has a huge amount of stuff going on there, lots of cool things being sold, but you can only use those things inside Fortnite. You can't trade them unless Epic lets you trade them. It's just crying out for openness, for a blockchain ethos, for tradability. And you can see that because people are using these third-party services to try to sell accounts or grind items on their accounts. There's all sorts of money being spent trying to get around these walled garden rules and really bring the world together into a community where all of this stuff works together in the same place. It's a huge roadblock to how people want to interact. And it's a huge roadblock to small creators who want to make small things, but can't afford to spin up all the infrastructure of trying to build a whole free-to-play ecology. So there's a huge opportunity here for us as a blockchain community to bring a better experience to regular people who just, are playing free-to-play mobile games and want them to be cooler. So how does Pylons work? It's a user-centered experience. It's all about making things extremely easy for you as a user to just use. You don't have to know anything about blockchain, none of that. You just use it. As a developer, you don't need to know anything about blockchain. You just use it. It's so easy. It's responsive because Cosmos is fast. It's the first thing that's ever been fast enough. You can do live transactions on chains in a game. It's great. It just works. And it's trustworthy. The network is solid, and we get this out to the community, get this thing community operated. It'll just be a totally different thing when individual game developers can't just yank items away from you and you know that everything is fair. So here's where we are right now. We've got an Android SDK. We've got a Unity SDK. We've built the concept of premium transactions. We've built trading residuals so that people who make items can get a cut of it every time that item is traded, and so they don't have to try to make it impossible to trade items. It's a really exciting world. We've also got the ability to just buy these Pylons directly off Google Play. It's a very smooth integration. So now we're going to do the demo. And I've got it embedded. I'm going to click play, but it may be that Sisla will take over and play it himself if it doesn't work well. First thing I would like to show is the Android version of Legend of the Undead Dragon. So here we are doing a blockchain transaction to get a new character. This is a free transaction, so the blockchain doesn't charge any kind of fee. And I'm assigning myself a sword, which is an item that I have. It doesn't take a transaction because it doesn't actually happen on the blockchain. Our first fight here does happen on the blockchain. You can see that it happens. The blockchain reports a victory, but it did not drop the item that it drops 10% of the time that we need to progress in the game. The recipe calls for a 10% success rate in getting the item. So we can continue to grind through this for free if we want to, just like in a general free-to-play mobile game. But instead, we're going to go to the Pylons purchase screen, and we're going to bring up this Google Play purchase. And it's going to process through Google, accept the money, and then send back a signed response from Google saying that this purchase was successful. The chain will then validate that signature and mint the tokens automatically. So you'll see that the Pylons count has gone up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some Pylons and we're going to go to the market, and we can place an order on the market with create trade for an item. And the item we're going to ask for is the iron sword, which is what we would be getting from fighting the troll. But instead, we're going to spend some pylons, which is the real money equivalent currency, to get an iron sword. So we're placing this on the market. And I have asked my friend to grind an iron sword and sell it. So that has happened. Trade is executed. We are now going to go and fight a giant, which you need an iron sword to do. So this is the game's progression that's built into the recipe system. And you see we have beaten the giant, but we have not gotten the best victory here, which is also, I think, a 10% chance of getting one of the 3 blessings that you get from defeating the giant. Each character can have one of the blessings, not all 3. So you have to get through with multiple characters, or you have to trade either for characters or the special item. So here we've now gotten the ability to fight the ice dragon. So the progression continues that way. Okay. That was the demo. I hope that, you saw in that what I have seen in this for a long time, which is the ability for a mobile game to just talk directly to a blockchain, have every transaction in a game be an on-chain transaction, and have it still be playable, still be engaging. Obviously, that game is not like the most artistically beautiful thing that's ever been designed, but I think that it still shows that you can just be native blockchain, and it's great. So if you look at the size of the free-to-play game market right now, $100 billion expected in 2020. There's a $152 billion global game market. So most of it's free to play, but there's a lot of stuff that isn't. There's at least 10 million game developers, over 1 million Unity developers. Our Unity SDK is just now like getting available to use. So many people play these games, and it's just crying out to be brought into the blockchain community. Blockchain is a much better solution to this than what people are currently using. Pylons as a project has been going for a couple of years. We've gotten the network functional, as you saw. We've gotten an Android SDK also, as you saw. There's also a Mac OS SDK and a Windows Unity SDK. And that stuff is all ready. As you know, Stargate just came out this week, and we are really excited. We're going to move forward with the compatibility for that, upgrading to that, and then being able to take Pylons items and trade them out of the network, do whatever you want, bring them back in. Really excited about the IBC. Also enabling purchasing the Pylons using IBC, using Atoms or Ethermint or something like that.
Awesome. Mike, we are out of time, but I loved it. It was amazing. Thank you for the presentation. Okay, one thing, perfect. What do you want us to do? What's the last thing? What should we do? Reach out to you, m@pylons.tech?
Reach out to me, m@pylons.tech.
All right. And you have a lot more to tell us when you reach out, right? Like we should reach out to you immediately.
There is so much more to talk about. I crammed this presentation as small as I could, but I am so excited to make this thing way, way big.
That's awesome. And very impressed that you have Google on there for a blockchain transaction. Beautiful. Thank you. And we will see you in the Telegram. All right. Take care.